in your Substack today, you were talking about the inspiration. Like there were specific movies that really led to like how the story is shaped. Can you talk a little bit about that?
For sure, yeah. So like the book itself is about a wildlife videographer who's stationed in Baffin Island, a very remote area of Canada. She's there to sort of document an endangered species of bird, but then starts to see these climbers that sort of take her interest. She's been there for about 45 days. And so she starts watching these climbers. And at a certain point, there's like a violent dispute between the climbers, and she's too far away to tell whether or not what happens, but it kind of looks like murder. And so the idea behind that was, well, why don't we take something like Rear Window, which is like paranoia of what your neighbors are up to, which is very like 1950s, update it for the modern era of like the paranoia of like isolation and when you are completely removed from your neighbors or other people or even like society at large, right? When you're out on Baffin Island, but then also playing around with like media and how media can be used to sort of like piece together narratives. So like there's two movies that are sort of like the precursors to Blow Away, which are Blow Up, which is about a photographer who is taking photos and then thinks he actually sees a murder in the background of one of his photos. So he like blows it up to find out if that's what he actually saw. And I think that's from the late 1960s. And then in the 1980s, Brian De Palma made a movie called Blow Out about a sound technician who maybe records a murder. And he's like mixing sound and he sort of hears something that sounds like a tire getting shot out on like a presidential hopeful's car. And so he starts to like dig into the conspiracy behind that. So I thought, okay, cool. Well, how do you do a modern version of that?